Good morning. Good morning, all.
Good morning, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Participants are so less today. Why? Anatomy class is not over. Hyundai sir's lecture is over or not? What I am asking? Anatomy lecture is over or not?
Over, ma'am. Over, ma'am.
Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What we have learned in the very first aphorism? First aphorism is related to what?
Mission of the physician.
Mission of physician. Very
Best of
good.
the state
What is the
to health.
mission of physician?
To cure the sick person.
Yes. Who is the sick person?
Where is the derangement of vital force?
Vital force deranged.
The vital force is deranged. The person who is having sign and symptom, he is the sick person. What we have seen in the footnote? What is given in the footnote?
We should not construct empty speculations and hypotheses.
Yes, our pathy is based on this empty speculation. We are not taking material point of view as a cause of disease. We are having a fixed principles on the basis of which we are treating the sick person. We are helping them only with the help of sign and symptoms without running behind the pathological investigations. We are treating the patient as a sick. The proximate cause is derangement of vital force and the material cause is the ultimate cause. What is given in the second aphorism?
Ideal cure.
Highest ideal of
Ideal
cure.
of
Ideal
cure.
cure should
Rapid,
be.
gentle, permanent.
Yes. And for that ideal cure, the physician should possess a certain knowledges, and these are given in the aphorism number 3. In the fourth, we have seen that the physician can be a preserver of health. If he know what is the cause of the disease, and if he aware the cause of the disease to the patient, that is the exciting cause, maintaining cause, and the fundamental cause, then he can be a preserver of health. So the causes that we have seen in the fifth aphorism, what is the exciting cause? The exciting cause is responsible for acute disease. Fundamental cause is responsible for which type of disease?
Chronic disease.
Chronic disease. And if the exciting cause is not removed, then this will lead to the maintaining cause. To ascertain the chronic miasm, which extra information we require? The physical constitution, moral and intellectual character, occupation, mode of living and habits, social and domestic relation, age, sexual function. These extra information we need for the chronic diseases. In the sixth aphorism, we have learned about the unprejudiced observer, who is not forming his decision. He is on the basis of the previous history, or he is the unbiased. He is not the judgmental. He confirmed by his experience and by all his senses. He take note only the deviations of the disease. He treat the patient only on the basis of signs and symptom. That is the holistic approach he is following. Finally, he will form the portrait of disease with the help of his unprejudicedness, and then only he will give the medicine to the patient. याच्यामध्ये काही प्रॉब्लेम आहे कोणाला? Up to 6th aphorism?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Anyone? No problem at all?
No, ma'am.
In the footnote of the 6th aphorism, we have seen the one thing that is the prima causa morbi, that is the primary cause of the disease. We are not running behind to find out this prima causa, that is the morbific, that material cause of the disease, but we are saying that the vital force which is present inside, when it is acted by the exciting factors, it is get deranged, and these are the bacteria and the viruses, they are the ultimate cause. Then from the aphorism number 7 and 8, we have learned about the totality of the symptoms. We have taken a lot of lectures regarding this totality. We took the philosophy also for the totality of the symptom. It is a grand generalization of the peculiar characteristic symptoms of the particular disease. After that, we took the characteristic or the properties of the vital force, how the water is behave inside our body, what is the role of vital force in health, in disease, in the cure. So in health, this vital force, which is automatic, autocratic, which is intelligent, it maintains the harmony inside the body. It retains all the parts of the organism in very admirable way. It performs all the functions and sensation very nicely. So this is the role of vital force in health. What happen in the disease? These vital forces get deranged because of the certain exciting factor, and in that condition, that vital force is helpless. It is not able to overcome that natural disease, to overcome that particular cause, and hence to help that vital force, we are giving our similar and a stronger medicine. Then we have seen the modus operandi also, okay, how these medicines are acting to help the vital force. So this is the role of vital force in the disease and in the cure. By giving the similar and a stronger medicine, the medicine produces the artificial stronger disease, and now the vital force is free from artificial as well as natural disease, and again he will take his job to maintain the harmony. So in this way, we have seen the characteristics of the vital force in the living organism. Up to this, is it clear? Up to the 10th aphorism, any problem? Arey, say yes or no. Any problem up to 10th aphorism?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
बाहेर ठेव. Now the 11th. What is given in the 11th aphorism? That is the dynamic nature of the vital force. And that dynamic nature is explained by giving the different natural examples. By giving the example of moon, by giving the example of flood, by the magnet, by gravitational force, by the different types of the diseases. In this way, he explained the dynamicity of this vital force. Though it is a dynamic, but we can feel its presence, like that of the magnetic energy, like that of the moon's energy, like that of the disease transmission. Similarly, the vital force is also dynamic, but we can feel it, we can क्या बोलते हैं उसको, we can have a sensation of it, it is present. In the 12th aphorism, again he has given about the vital force. 13 also, 14th also, that is the role of vital force in the cure and role of vital force in the disease. Then 16, 17, 18 again, these are related to the totality of the symptom. कि whenever there is a derangement of vital force, it will manifested in the forms of signs and symptoms. When you are giving the medicine, that medicine will act on the sentient faculties of nerve, that is a sensory nerve, and the changes are happening inside the body if the medicine is given on the basis of totality of the symptoms. Again, 17 and 18 we have seen the totality of the symptoms. Okay, is it clear up to the aphorism number 20? Is it
Yes,
clear?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
In the aphorism number 21, 22, we have seen the action of medicine. How the medicine is useful to us, how we are selecting the medicine, how the causes are important to us. That is action of medicine we have seen from the aphorism number 21, 22, 23. Again, he has convinced us that to remove the disease we have to use the similar medicine, and along with that in the 23 we have seen the another pathy, that is the antipathy, where they are giving the opposite medicine. And in the 26 we have seen one law, that is a therapeutic law of nature, which is useful for the cure of the patient. The cure is only happen because of the similar and a stronger medicine, that we have seen with the help of different examples also. कि if you are giving the seriousness, the serious presentation, if you are applying the stronger force, then the weaker जो रहेगा वो अपने आप चला जाएगा. So he explained with by giving the certain examples. Then we have seen the modus operandi of cure from 27, 28, 29, and then we have seen the another concept, that is the susceptibility, which are very much important for the posology purpose. So all these things we have seen regarding homeopathy. Is it clear to all? Susceptibility, unprejudiced, modus operandi, antipathy, action of medicine, all the concepts are clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can somebody explain the yesterday's topic, that is the susceptibility? कोणीतरी समरी देईल कालची? अच्छा, what is susceptibility?
Power to react
Power
to
to
that
react to
stimuli.
stimuli.
Power
to react to the stimuli.
Some students have sent me that answer, but only 2 or 3 student only answers correct होते, बाकीच्यांनी मला पाठवलेले नाहीये. Can somebody give me the difference between that artificial morbification and natural morbification? How the medicines are stronger than natural disease? तुम्हाला स्क्रीन दिसते ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is the difference? Medicines act unconditionally. Disease force require one condition, that is the person should be susceptible, they should be disposed. The medicine acts on all the circumstances, on every living being at all the time. The disease force में ऐसा कुछ नहीं रहता है. Right? Right or not? Say yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
Why you are so late? Okay. So why I am taking all these things again and again? Ki from the aphorism number 34, Dr. Hahnemann has given again one new concept ki if we what we have seen up from the aphorism number 26 ki the medicine should be a similar one, and for that similar medicine we have seen the different before that we have seen the different concept ki first we have to recognize who is the sick person. Once you recognize, you have to know ki what no, you have to know ki the signs and symptoms are only the presentation of the disease that we have to treat. That is our mission. When you are treating that signs and symptom, that is your highest ideal cure. For that a physician should possess the different knowledges. He should know how to make the totality of the symptom. He should know what are the causes of. So all these things ये अभी सब physician को या फिर आपको अभी पता चल गए कि what is the basic requirement to become a homeopathic physician. Now in the 26th aphorism we have seen कि how the medicine should be. तो मेडिसिन कैसी होनी चाहिए? What 2S we have learned from aphorism number 26?
Similar and
Strong
stronger.
and
Similar and stronger. So अगर आपने वो मेडिसिन सिमिलर एंड स्ट्रॉन्गर दे दी, वी हैव सीन टोटलिटी हमने कैसी हमने एग्जांपल लेके भी समझाया ना कि हाउ टू मेक द टोटलिटी. सिर्फ पिक्यूलियर सिम्टम्स हमने लिए थे, याद है आपको मेडिसिन के?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
हर एक स्टूडेंट ने एक एक मेडिसिन के पिक्यूलियर सिम्टम्स लेके वी मेड द टोटलिटी. आफ्टर दैट अगर आपने वो मेडिसिन पेशेंट को दे दी, सो वो मेडिसिन एक्ट कैसे करती है पेशेंट में, दैट आल्सो वी हैव सीन. दैट इज अ मोडस ऑपरेंडी ऑफ द क्यूर. सो दिस वी हैव सीन फॉर द सिमिलर एंड अ स्ट्रॉन्गर मेडिसिन. आप जब नेचुरल डिसीज होता है पेशेंट को तो यू आर डेलिबरेटली गिविंग द आर्टिफिशियल स्ट्रॉन्गर डिसीज ताकि वो उसको ओवरकम कर सके. लेकिन this is only the one possibility. Then the second way is also there, that is instead of the formation of the similar disease, the dissimilar disease agar body में form हो जाता है, so what will happen? अभी तक हमने क्या पढ़ा कि the medicine should be a similar one, the medicine should be a stronger one. अगर similar medicine हम लोग देते हैं so it will produce the artificial stronger disease, artificial similar stronger disease. अगर सर्दी खांसी है किसी को, so what we are doing, we are producing the similar symptoms as that of natural disease, but the similar symptom, though the symptoms are similar but they are little bit stronger because we are giving the potentized medicine, so that stronger जो disease produce होगा that will overcome that natural disease. But this is the only one possibility. अगर similar के जगह पे अगर dissimilar disease वहाँ पे produce होता है, so what will happen? क्या हो सकता है वहाँ पे?
Ma'am, condition will become more severe.
Yes, the condition will become more severe. Anyone else? Anything else can happen? और क्या होगा? Instead of producing the similar disease, if there is a dissimilar disease, what will happen? अरे अभी तक आपने पढ़ा है ना यहाँ तक? क्या होगा अगर सिमिलर की जगह पे वहां पे डिसिमिलर डिसीज प्रोड्यूस हो गया? सो व्हाट विल हैपन? कुछ तो बोलो. नोबडी इज हियर. Nobody is here. I am talking alone.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Then what will happen? Ikra has given the answer. What about others? Juhi, you give me the message if your mic is not working. सिमिलर डिसीज जब आप पेशेंट को देते हो इन द फॉर्म ऑफ मेडिसिन, वहाँ पे क्या होता है? अरे किसी को अगर फीवर है विथ वीकनेस विथ अ बॉडी एक, अगर आपने उसके पेक्यूलियर सिम्टम्स लेके उसके टोटलिटी बना के अगर आपने उसको बेलाडोना 30 या बेलाडोना 200 की मेडिसिन दी, तो वो बेलाडोना मेडिसिन आपने कौन से बेसिस पे दी? बेलाडोना मेडिसिन आपने कौन सा लॉ फॉलो करके दी? विच कार्डिनल प्रिंसिपल?
Totality of symptom.
नहीं, विच कार्डिनल प्रिंसिपल?
Similar medicine.
Similia similibus curata. Right. So on the basis of that you have prescribed the medicine. Then what will happen?
Medicine will produce a similar artificial disease.
तो ये सिमिलर के जगह पे सपोज वो पेशेंट को चाहिए बेलाडोना, और अगर वहाँ पे आपको लगा कि नहीं बेलाडोना वर्क नहीं करेगा, अगर आपने वहाँ पे उसको सल्फर दे दिया, सो व्हाट विल हैपन? इज इट अ सिमिलर मेडिसिन?
No.
So what will happen there?
New symptoms येतील patient मध्ये.
ओके, न्यू सिम्पटम्स येतील. अजून काय होऊ शकतं? पेशंटची कंडिशन ठीक होणार नाही ना, तो अजून डिग्रेड होत जाईल बिकॉज ही इज नॉट गेटिंग द प्रॉपर मेडिसिन. बरोबर आहे?
Yes, ma'am.
So for
Yes,
cure, thing is required that medicine should be a curative, and that curative medicine is nothing but the similar and stronger. So नेचुरल डिसीज को ओवर पावर करने के लिए आर्टिफिशियल सिमिलर और स्ट्रॉन्गर डिसीज ही चाहिए, दैट वी नो. बट what happen when there if the two dissimilar diseases are meet together? So in that condition अगर ये dissimilar disease कैसे produce होगा? By taking the medicine from the another pathy, या फिर नेचर में कभी कभी हम लोग सर्दी खांसी के लिए मेडिसिन लेते भी नहीं है, तो अपने आप 2-3 दिन में वो सर्दी खांसी ठीक हो जाती है. सो वो कैसे होता है? वो कोई जादू नहीं होता है, वो द नेचर जो है इट विल क्योर दैट पर्टिकुलर साइंस एंड सिम्टम्स बाय प्रोड्यूसिंग द सिमिलर एंड स्ट्रॉन्गर वन ओनली. अगर वहाँ पे डिसिमिलर मेडिसिन या डिसिमिलर डिसीज अगर प्रोड्यूस होता है, सो जो दोनों डिसीज है दे विल कॉम्प्लिकेट विद वन अनदर. यानी सर्दी खांसी प्रोड्यूस होने के जगह पे अगर उसको मेडिसिन आपने डिसिमिलर दे दी है कि जहाँ पे वो जो डिसीज प्रोड्यूस होगा विच इज़ टोटली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम दैट ऑफ द नेचुरल डिसीज. सो व्हाट विल हैपन? All these three conditions are given from the aphorism number 36 up to the 42. So instead of giving the artificial similar disease, अगर डिसिमिलर डिसीज कोई भी मेडिसिन से वहाँ पे प्रोड्यूस होता है आइदर बाय द एंटीपैथिक मेडिसिन और बाय द एलोपैथिक मेडिसिन और इवन बाय आवर मेडिसिन, तो पेशेंट में क्या होगा? these three possibilities are given in the following aphorisms. But before that we will take the aphorism number 33 and 34. 33 नाही झालाय ना आपला?
नहीं मैम. No मैम.
Somebody please read this 33 aphorism. Again, nobody is here. I am alone. I am taking the lecture alone. Who will read?
No मैम.
Pallavi? Pallavi is not here. Tejashri?
Yes.
तेजश्री तुझा नेटवर्कचाच प्रॉब्लेम राहतो, तुझा आवाज खूप ब्रेक होत असतो. ठीक आहे, असू दे. शुभांगी?
Yes, ma'am.
Read.
In accordance with this fact, it is undeniably shown by all experience that the living organism is much more disposed and has a greater liability to be acted on and to have its health deranged by medicinal powers than by morbific noxious agents and infectious miasms, or in other words, that the order words,
मिस्टेक आहे ती.
the other words, that the morbific noxious agents possess a power of morbidly deranging man's health that is subordinate and conditional, often very conditional,
Whilst.
whilst medicinal agents have a absolute unconditional power greatly superior to the former.
Yes, thank you. Now, who will give the explanation of this? We have completed the points which are given in this aphorism. All we have completed. Can anybody wants to try to explain this aphorism? Undeniably means who cannot deny. हम उसको डिनाई नहीं कर सकते, हम उसको झूठा नहीं बोल सकते. दैट इज अनडिनाइबली. What is that? Who will try? Who will try? Shall I take the name? Soumya?
Yes, ma'am.
What is given in this aphorism?
Ma'am, that the artificial disease that is produced in our body by the medicine is stronger than the natural disease. मैम इतना ही समझ आया.
Okay. Anyone else? Rutuja Shete.
Ma'am, no, in this aphorism, it is given that given the explanation of that the human body is deranged by the vital force. When the vital force is deranged, and it is acted upon by the strong, powerful medicine. But on the healthy human prover, this strong medicine is proved rather than the strong morphic agent or miasms by without any condition.
Okay. In according with this fact, it is undeniably shown by all experience. So, in accordance with this fact means the which is given in the aphorism number 32. Ki the every real medicine act at all time, under all circumstances, on every living being. But the natural morbific disease require condition. It will not act all times absolutely unconditionally. From this fact, वो कहाँ से derive किया है? From all the experience that the living organism is much more disposed and greater liability to acted on and have its health deranged by medicinal power. So from all the experience, the truth is developed that the medicine will act more strongly as compared to the natural disease. The medicine will act on the living organism and it will derange the health more better way as compared to the disease than by morbific noxious agent. यहाँ तक समझा?
Yes, ma'am.
क्या समझा अभी यहाँ तक? यहाँ तक क्या समझा?
Ma'am, that the natural morbific agent that doesn't require any condition to act on to act on patient that will act more in a more better way as compared to the natural disease.
Yes. So they can the medicine can derange the health of the person more better way. Yani that will act unconditionally as compared to the noxious agent and miasms. In other words, the morbific noxious agent possesses a power morbidly derange man's health that is a subordinate and conditional. तो हमारा मेडिसिन कैसी है? अनकंडीशनल है, लेकिन नेचुरल मॉर्बिफिक एजेंट कैसे है? कंडीशनल है. whilst the medicine whilst यानी while the medicinal agents have an absolute unconditional power and they are greater than the former, then who is the former here? Greater, superior to former. Who is the former here?
Natural disease?
Yes, natural disease. So what is given in this aphorism? Ki the medicines are stronger than the natural morbific agents. It is proved by experience. This fact is undeniable. Medicines are more superior than the natural noxious agents or infectious miasms. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now in the footnote of this aphorism, they have given one example of epidemic. And there Dr. Hahnemann has given the dose of belladonna. So by taking this example only, we have given the arsenic as the immune booster. So what is that story that we will learn? A striking fact in the corroboration of this, whilst previously in the year 1801, यानी जब पहला ऑर्गेनन का जो फर्स्ट एडिशन है जब वो पब्लिश हो रहा था, तब when the smooth scarlatina of Sydenham still occasionally prevailed epidemically among the children. So this is the skin disease है ये स्मूथ स्कारलेटिना. सिडनहैम यानी वो प्लेस का नाम है, तो वहाँ पे ये डिसीज का एपिडेमिक था. It attacked without exception all the children who had escaped in its former epidemic. बहुत सारे छोटे बच्चों को वहाँ पे ये डिसीज हुआ. A similar epidemic which I witnessed in the Connings letter. On the contrary, all the children who took in a time a very small dose of belladonna remain unaffected by this highly infectious infantile disease. लेकिन उसके बाद द कॉनिंग्स लेटर में उन्होंने देखा, ये पहले आया था सिडनहैम में, फिर उसके बाद जो आया एपिडेमिक वो आया कॉनिंग्स लेटर में, सेम दैट इज स्मूथ स्कारलेटिना. सो वहाँ पे लेकिन क्या हुआ था कि दैट जो बच्चों ने एक डोज लिया था बेलाडोना का, दे आर रिमेन अनअफेक्टेड, उनको वो डिसीज नहीं हुआ. If the medicines can protect from a disease that is ranging around, they must possess a vastly a superior power of affecting our vital force. तो जिन्होंने वो मेडिसिन ली थी बेलाडोना, उनके पास क्या था, दे हैव द स्ट्रॉन्गर फोर्स इनसाइड द बॉडी. तो जब ये बैक्टीरिया जब इसका आया स्मूथ स्कारलेटिना का, तो उन्होंने उसको ओवर पावर कर लिया और उसका इतना इफेक्ट नहीं दिखा on the vital force. So in the reference of this, he has given this example ki how the medicines are superior. The medicines are producing the superior power. With the help of that, the natural disease वहाँ पे act नहीं किया. So बेलाडोना वहाँ पे because of that बेलाडोना power की वजह से उनको वो disease कॉनिंग्स लेटर में वो बच्चों को नहीं हुआ. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this meeting will over within a few minutes, within a few seconds. Rejoin the meeting after 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, ये 33 and इसका footnote समझी है?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
the 34th aphorism. Who will read? Shubhangi, read.